Rambling on. Talking about nothing. Talking to myself. You guys probably all clicked away by now. This is super boring. Howdy folks, good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whichever of those applies to you at this current point in time. You guys should remember this 2017 Hyundai Sonata 2.4 liter. It was in here last week for a no power condition and we did not fix it. We diagnosed it and further invasive diagnosis was required for inspection inside of the intake manifold. Issue is there's a system in this intake called variable runner or variable length intake, and it has a set of flaps and then dual runners inside of the intake tubing, and that's designed to slow down or increase intake charge velocity. It's an engine management strategy that the engineers have come up with. Anyway, that system on this car is not working, and I was not able to determine last time around exactly what the cause was. We suspect that there's heavy carbon buildup inside of the manifold. It has caused those flap valves to become stuck, and therefore the system's not working, and it has thrown us some codes which we went over in the last video. If you have not seen the last video on this car where I began the diagnosis, please check the links down in this video's description, and it will take you back in time to the first time that we worked on this car. Anyway, all that being said, let's go for a quick spin around the parking lot. I just want to duplicate for a second time for you guys what this car was doing. That way we're all on the same page. Then we're going to get back into the shop and start to tear this down some to determine exactly what we need to do to make this thing operate properly. So stay tuned, because this is going to be a great video. Now, if I recall, right around 30 miles an hour, this thing fell on its face and had no power. So let's go try to recreate that. And yeah, I'm wide open throttle right now and it's not going anywhere. So the symptom is still present. Wide open throttle, let's see what it does. Dude, nothing, it doesn't go anywhere. All right, it's enough screwing around. Let's go back to the shop, take this thing apart. Hey, watch this. We're gonna do a full throttle start from a stop. Here we go, to the floor. It goes nowhere. And that's good. Parking the auto. Taking a gamble on this. I've never done this job before, so I'm gonna try to do it on my flat stall. I don't have a lift here, so cross our fingers and hope that's not a mistake. Foreshadowing. Powering down. And of course, popping the hood. Okay, let's remove our covers here. All right, first things first, I want to get this intake plumbing disconnected from the throttle body. It's held on with 2 band clamps. We're just gonna unclamp them right now. Get that thing out of here. Rapid unclicks. That doesn't need to be there right now. All right, tube, let's go. All right, let's try to get that bracket off of there. 8mm, not a 10. Go fix. Second time's a charm. Ooh, don't lose that. That's a replay. Oh, there it goes. Come on. That's not an easy to replace 8mm. See the coarse threads? Designed for digging into plastic. All right. My ratchet misfired. Another. I need to remove this purge valve off of its bracket, or just the line. I'll just pull the lines off. That'll work. All right, first things first, going through and disconnecting all the electrical components here. I want to pull the harness out of the way. There's a lot of connectors on this harness. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already? Yeah, there's a lot going on here. 7, I found another one. Way down there at the bottom. Okay, wires are disconnected. Let's find some bolts next. All right, I guess I'm just gonna start hitting bolts and see how this moves along. Oh, we don't need that. That's a dipstick. Put that over there for now. There's one. I'm gonna need the magnet for this. There we go. What do we got? 3 more, 2 more, 0 more, 7 more. Should be another one back in there. Yep. Magnet 30. Extraction complete. I don't accept this. Alright, there's a bracket at the bottom holding this on. I was afraid of that. See how it moves, but it kind of hinges. I'm gonna have to get my feelers out and figure out what's going on with that. Alright, so right down below here I can feel a 13 mil bolt and another one right next to it. And that bracket appears to bolt on the engine block, so I'm gonna pull those 2 bolts off. I can't see anything down there, but I can feel it. Oh, perfect time for my ratchet to stall. Come on. There it goes. Come on, ratchet. Makes a bad battery connection, this one does. I'm disappointed. There's one of them. All right, one down. I got one more in there. I hope these are the right bolts. If I take the wrong thing off, I will be sad. All right. Okay, let's see if those were the ones. Yes, it's kind of free-ish. A couple more hoses, I need to pull those off next. There's this one right here, and I think there's some at the bottom. Let's see. Now let's just go for it and see what happens. Yeah, we're hung up on something. What's going on here? What am I stuck on? The throttle body has a coolant hose sticking out of it. We can't see because of this silly little radiator hose. I know what to do. I'll take the throttle body off and we'll leave the coolant hoses attached. I really don't like breaking into cooling systems unless I have to. It's messy. And even if you evacuate it, there's always some spillage. I try to avoid it. Personal preference. Rambling on. Talking about nothing. Talking to myself. You guys probably all clicked away by now. This is super boring. There. Now are you gonna come out? No. What else? Oh, wait, hang on. What is this? What are we stuck on next? Nothing? Air? Yes? Gravity? A wire? There's a wire down there. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Look at that. All kinds of stuff to disconnect. Okay, something cool I want to show you guys. Look at all that carbon built up in there. I'm going to take this opportunity to remove that. I'm going to spray some solvent in there, hit it with some compressed air to try to knock some of that loose and blow it out and clean it. And I want to point out this cylinder, number 2, that one's open. See how the valves are open? If we look at 3, you'll see that they're all closed. And on number 4, they're all closed. That's because on a 4-cylinder, there's only one of them that's on its intake stroke. The rest of them are on compression, exhaust, or the power stroke, for example, not necessarily in that order. On a V8, you'll have 2 runners that are always open on their valves. Now, the way I get around cleaning this one out without contaminating the cylinder is I'll just rotate the crankshaft around until those valves roll around and then close, and then I'm free to clean this one out as well. So I can blast these ones with air and cleaner, number 1, number 3, and number 4, and then I can roll the engine over and then hit number 2 after those valves close up. So that's what we're gonna do next. I think I'll do that in super high speed, lightning fast motion because I'm gonna be here for a while, spraying stuff in, chiseling some of this nonsense away. So I think we'll just do this really fast, that way I don't waste your time. So stand by, this is gonna be good. Alright, here's the finalized product after blowing that out, spraying it out with brake clean and some penetrating oil. I think we got it pretty good. It's better than it was. I can actually see the valves now and not just carbon. I do want to run some cleaner through this when we're done. I think I can do a GDI induction cleaning service on this too, just to help clean up some of the rest of that because I know there's more left over. But looking good so far. Let's go ahead and clean up this front surface a little bit, and then I'm gonna go check to see if my parts are here. Okay, so while we're here and before this intake goes on, we need to fix that flashing check engine light. So I went ahead and checked for the frequency on this NOx sensor here. It's located behind the number 3 fuel injector. I checked out the frequency on it with a meter, and I could not induce any signal out of that sensor, leading me to believe that that sensor was faulty. And since our intake's off, and I decided to go ahead and order one and get that replaced as well. I didn't record that part. I apologize. I got it unclipped. I just can't get it to unclip the rest of the way. Come here, you killer. All right, now there's our NOx sensor. Right there on the block. I have to unbolt that. Looks like a 12 or a 13. Sure, yes. Okay, time for some unclicks. And it's a 12 mil, not a 13. Come here. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. There's one. Our unit right here coming out. So here's the thing with NOx sensors. They're fragile and sensitive, and their torque means something. And it should not be overdone. Torque is a big deal on these. If you over torque them, they break and then they don't work. Uh-oh. I think we're looking for 15 inch-pounds. Correction, foot-pounds, not inch-pounds. So we're gonna click this to 15 foot-pounds. Gonna go. Actual click. Check it out, it's the next day and I have a delivery. This is our replacement unit. Comes equipped with new gaskets. It's got a new actuator device right here, so I don't have to reuse the old one. New gaskets. It's clean, no carbon. New vacuum lines, new purge solenoid. This guy's good to go. Now what I do need to do over here on this unit with this sticking arm, gets stuck in that position there. I need to remove and transfer over all the hoses and plumbing from this unit under the new one, and then we'll get that new one bolted in. Now this is going to be a highly technical process. It's a very precise operation requiring the removal of these little clamps. Whoa, intake gravity. Almost. That was a near gravity experience. Get in there, little clamp. Yeah, all right. One more to go. Pliers don't reach, but smaller pliers do. Kind of. Okay, get this guy installed. To the Hyundai we go. Let's see. I don't want to lose my wires. Let's get those over there. Those are all tucked where I can find them later. All right, let's get this thing set up into its new home. Bolted in. Yeah, we're good. Everybody's clean. Nothing to see in there. All right, there's that wire I didn't want to get mixed up. Get back down there so you don't get smashed. Now, fortunately for me, there's a couple studs on this cylinder head to locate the intake. That'll make this a little easier. I think it should. That's the rumor. Intake click. It is seated, and we're secured with 2 nuts and 3 bolts. 2 nuts on the top, 3 bolts on the bottom. And these guys are going in with a magnet because I can't fit my fingers in there. Let's see. Here we got one. Bottom right. If I can just break the bond from the magnet without losing the bolt. Yes, I can. There's some bolt gravity. We're not doing that today. Yeah, see, if you take your bolt and get it in the hole and then just kind of slide the magnet sideways, you can extract the magnet without pulling the bolt back out. The problem is if you fail, it yanks the bolt out, then you lose it. That's never good. Okay. All right, 12 mil coming in. Now in a case like this, torque on the fasteners does not affect how much clamping force is on the gaskets. There are metal inserts in the plastic on the intake that prevent the plastic from giving way when torque is applied. So it'll only smash down as far as the little insert will allow. Pickages. Let's see, this is going to go under like so. Yep. That clicks, that clicks. These run down here. Best part's getting all the wiring set back up. Beautiful. I love watching it go back together. That's just the best part. Okay. Pardon the obstructed view, but we're going down a little bit farther to bolt the throttle body back on. Again, 4 bolts. They're of the 10mm variety. Initializing clickages now. Quad clickages. Oh, there's a sensor I did not transfer over yet. I've got one extra little dangly plug here. That goes right there. Okay, sensor has been recovered. Stick that guy in. Beautiful. Okay, now for the bracket bolts down on the bottom. There's 2 of them. It's a feel around kind of deal. And there's gravity. Twice. That's both of those bolts I've lost. There's one. Let's try this again. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Thanks, phone. Reach. I don't know where I'm reaching, but I'm going. Oh, it stole my socket again. Ring. There goes my socket, gravity. I dropped it. Recover. Okay, second bolt threaded. All right. I kind of lucked out managing to get these bolts back in, because I can't see them and I hear that they're a real bear, and I probably should have loosened the bracket from the engine block to let it move around some, but like I said, I lucked out and managed to get everybody to line up. Purge valve click. That one goes there. Oh, we're getting somewhere now, fellas. Let's put our dipstick back. Don't need that. And we have one bracket with 2 connectors on it. let's bolt that guy back on and connect him and we're good here. We'll hop back in, check our codes, clear them, go drive it, make sure the power comes back. If you recall, this car had no power on acceleration, top speed of like 30 miles per hour. It wasn't working. Vector bracket pickage. This is our knock sensor. That's the new one. Okay, we've got intake plumbing left over. Pick up our goodies and then we can restart things the engine. Let's drop this guy down. You get in there. Same thing for up here at the air box. One more hose plugs in. Clamp clip. Go on there, plastic fastener. Get in there. I know you noticed. I didn't forget. I actually did, but then I found it. There. Alright, moment of truth. Restarting the engine. Alright, it's either going to blow up or it's not. Begin starting now. What are we doing? It's just not a hybrid. It won't go out of accessory mode. What's going on here? There it is. What's the deal with this? The battery dead? No? I don't understand why my car won't start. Is it a hybrid? Backing up? No, it doesn't want to go. I don't know what I've done here. Okay. I must have confused its brain, perhaps? Why won't it run? I don't understand. It's got to have a dead battery. It's got to. Jumper box. Never mind, that was user induced. I forgot that I unplugged the starter solenoid when I was dealing with that knock sensor. Let's try this again. Starting the engine. Hey, there it goes. Okay, cover's back on. Let's hit the road before this thing runs out of gas. Okay, codes are no longer present. They've been cleared. We still have no gas. Let's go see if this engine makes power. All right, backing out the auto. Honks for safety. I got high hopes that we fixed it. However, I'm really kind of scared to drive it far enough to really confirm that because we have no fuel. I'm sure there's enough fuel in here to get around the block at least once. But hey, look, wide open throttle, there's a downshift. We have power. All right, it works again. Big stick. And I'm not even a Hyundai tech. And I didn't even have to replace the engine. You guys believe that? And the last video, you guys told me I had to replace the engine because it's a Hyundai. But I fixed this one. But yes, I am aware that these engines get replaced under warranty for what is it, rod bearing clearance or something. The rod bearings wear out and then the thing starts to knock, and then it kicks off the knock sensor code and throws it into like a limp mode, which is exactly what we had, but I did not detect the presence of an engine knock, therefore we moved on to other possibilities. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this a win. We have achieved speeds past 35 miles per hour. We have good throttle response, no trouble codes that are pending, current, or stored, and no more drivability concerns. So I think this is gonna be a win. I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you saw and enjoyed the last one. Again, if you did not see the last video on this particular Hyundai, just check this video's description and there will be a link at the top. If you click that link, it will take you back in time to when we first diagnosed and checked out this particular Hyundai. So again, and as always, thank you for watching, and most importantly, do not forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. End of Hyundai.